Hello students, in the previous class we discussed some of the problems related to the ellipse which is in the standard form. Now we will see some more problems related to the same concept. In this concept, that is the standard form, x square by a square plus y square by b square is equals to 1, that is for a greater than b. Distance between two foci is 2ae and distance between two directrix is 2a by e. Focal property is sp plus s dash p is equal to 2a, and the geometrical property is pn square by an into a dash n is equals to b square by a square, where pn is ordinate drawn from p to the major axis of the ellipse. Okay, with the help of all these concepts, let us do some more problems. Let us see. This is the problem. The lattice rectum LL dash subtend right angle at the center of the ellipse. Then the eccentricity of the ellipse is what? The lattice rectum LL dash is there, subtend right angle at the center of the ellipse. Then its center, then its eccentricity is what they are asking. So, lattice rectum means the focal chord perpendicular to the axis, that is major axis of the ellipse. This is your lattice rectum, this is focus, L dash. Now this is the center of the ellipse. Subtend right angle at the center of the ellipse. That means this is the angle subtended by the center is 90 degrees. This is 90 degrees. We have to find out the eccentricity of the ellipse. Since the curve is symmetric about x-axis, therefore it is 45 degrees. That means the distance from here to here is equal to the distance from here to here. CS is equal to SL. CS is equals to SL. What is CS? The distance from center to the focus, that is nothing but AE. So we have AE is equal to SL. SL is nothing but semi-lattice rectum, that is equals to B square by A. AE is equals to B square by A. Therefore, B square by A square is equals to E. Implies B square by A square means 1 minus E square is equal to E. Implies E square plus E minus 1 equal to 0. E square plus E minus 1 equal to 0. So E is equal to minus B plus or minus root of B square minus 4AC by 2A, that is 2. So minus 1 plus or minus root 5 by 2. Eccentricity is always positive and less than 1. So we take root 5 minus 1 by 2. Eccentricity of this ellipse is root 5 minus 1 by 2. So the angle is 45 degrees here. This is the concept. At that time these two distances are equal. AE is equals to B square by A. So B square by A square is equals to E. What is meant by B square by A square? 1 minus E square. Since B square is equal to A square into 1 minus E square. By solving this quadratic equation itself, we obtain the eccentricity. Very simple problem. Next one. An ellipse has OB as a semi-minor axis. An ellipse is there. OB is its semi-minor axis. F and F dash are its foci. The angle FB F dash is right angled. Then the eccentricity of ellipse is what? This is the another question. So what is B? B is one end of the minor axis of ellipse. F and F dash are foci. So this is the first focus, this is the second focus, F dash. B is one end of the minor axis of this ellipse. The angle is given to you. It is the angle 90 degrees. FB F dash. This is 90 degrees. Then we have to find out the eccentricity of this ellipse. See here, if you join the point B to center of the ellipse, it is 45 degrees. Another turn. Since the curve is symmetric about y-axis also, it is clearly 90 degrees, then automatically this angle is 45 degrees. Angle BF dash F is equal to theta, angle B f dash f is equals to theta, then immediately we have the relation E is equals to cos theta. Am I correct or not? Because the distance from focus to end of minor axis is A units. This is focal distance of end of minor axis. So this is AE. Cos theta equal to AE by A. Therefore we have E is equals to cos theta. So cos 45 degrees. What is that? 1 by root 2. Eccentricity of the ellipse is 1 by root 2. This is also very simple problem to you. Next one. This is the question. The eccentricity of the ellipse. Here we are dealing with the ellipse. So we take the Konik's ellipse. Represented by root of x plus 2 whole square plus y square plus root of x minus 2 whole square plus y square equal to 8. What is of the form, my dears? This is of the form SP plus S dash P is equals to 2A. Just like focal property. SP, this is the fixed point, x comma y is the variable point. The two fixed points are minus 2 comma 0 and 2 comma 0. So the ellipse may be in this manner. One focus is at 2 comma 0, other focus is at minus 2 comma 0. This is variable point. SP means what? Suppose this is the point x comma y, we mean root of x minus 2 whole square plus y minus 0 whole square. What is S dash P? Root of x plus 2 whole square plus y square. So SP plus S dash P is equals to 2A. So what is SS dash? The distance between the two foci is 4 units. It is nothing but 2AE. Implies you have AE is equals to 2 units. Also, what is right side value? 2A. 2A is equals to 8. We mean A is equal to 4. You have A value and AE value. Can you write the eccentricity or not? Yes. The eccentricity is equal to AE by A, you may write. That is 2 by 4. It is nothing but 1 by 2. It is also very simple problem, but you have to identify that it is of the form SP plus S dash P is equals to 2A. Just if you observe this is of the form SP plus S dash P is equal to 2A, then your job is over. So, what is your eccentricity here? Eccentricity E is equals to 1 by 2 we have. Next one. This is the question. An ellipse is inscribed in a rectangle and the angle between the diagonals of rectangle is tan inverse 2 root 2. Then the eccentricity of the ellipse is what? What is given to you? An ellipse is inscribed in a rectangle. So consider this is an ellipse which is inscribed in a rectangle. This is my rectangle. Our ellipse is inscribed in this rectangle and angle between the diagonals of rectangle is tan inverse 2 root 2. These are the diagonals. If it is theta, then tan theta is equals to 2 root 2, they are given to you. Tan theta is what? 2 root 2. Then you have to find out the eccentricity of the ellipse. Suppose our ellipse equation is say x square by a square plus y square by b square is equal to 1, which is inscribed in this rectangle. So our axis along x-axis and y-axis, coordinate axis or our axis. Major axis is x-axis and minor axis along y-axis for a greater than b case. Automatically, what is the distance here? B units. The distance from here to here is A units. If it is theta, automatically half of the angle is theta by 2. Now from that figure, what you obtain? Tan theta by 2 is equals to B by A. Am I correct or not? It is B units, automatically it will be also B units. Tan theta by 2. Tan theta by 2 is equals to B by A. We have the condition. we use the condition here itself. How to use this one? From this tan theta can be written as 2 tan theta by 2 by 1 minus tan square theta by 2. It is nothing but 2 root 2. So clearly 2 gets cancelled. Tan theta by 2 we mean b by a, implies b by a by 1 minus b square by a square. 1 minus b square by a square is equals to root 2. My dears, what is 1 minus b square by a square? That is nothing but a square minus b square by a square. That is nothing but e square. Implies root 2 times of e square is equals to b by a. We mean 2 e power 4 is equals to b square by a square. B square by a square means 1 minus e square. 2 e power 4 is equal to 1 minus e square. Implies 2 e power 4 plus e square minus 1 equal to 0. By solving this equation itself, we obtain the eccentricity of the ellipse. So 2 e power 4 plus 2 e square minus e square minus 1 equal to 0. So 2 e square you may common. 2a square into e square plus 1 minus 1 times of e square plus 1 equal to 0. E square plus 1 never 0. Therefore 2e square equal to 1. We have 2e square equal to 1. E is equals to 1 by root 2. Because eccentricity is always positive and less than 1 to the ellipse. Therefore E is equals to 1 by root 2 we obtained. So from the diagram itself you have to identify this one. Tan theta by 2 is equals to b by a. We use this tan theta by 2 equal to b by a in this tan theta equal to root 2 equation. On simplifying we obtain eccentricity is 1 by root 2. Okay. So this is the rectangle which is inscribed. An ellipse is inscribed in this rectangle. Okay. Next one. If the ellipse x square by a square plus y square by b square equal to 1, the condition is b greater than a, and parabola y square equal to 4ax cut at right angles. Cut at right angles. Then the eccentricity of ellipse is what? This is your question. The ellipse is there x square by a square plus y square by b square equal to 1, that is b greater than a, and your parabola cuts at right angles. B greater than a, the ellipse may be in the form. This is for x square by a square plus y square by b square equal to 1. Major axis along y axis, minor axis along x axis. Y square equal to 4ax. It represents the parabola. The parabola may be in this manner. These two curves cuts right angles. That means at their point of intersection, angle between the tangents drawn to two curves is 90 degrees. Suppose this is the tangent at this point of intersection and it is a tangent to the ellipse at this point of intersection. The angle between them is 90 degrees. The angle between them is 90 degrees here. Then we have to find out the eccentricity of the ellipse. So angle between tangents is 90 degrees. We mean product of slopes is equals to -1 if they are not vertical. So if it is m1 and it is a slope m2, m1 m2 is equals to -1. What is your first equation? X square by a square plus y square by b square is equal to 1. Differentiate with respect to x on both sides. What we get? 2x by a square plus 2y by b square into y dash is equal to 0. So what is your y dash? Y dash equal to minus 2x by a square by 2y by b square. 2 gets cancelled. Minus b square x by a square y. Suppose this is any point of intersection x comma y, say. This is slope of tangent to the curve at the point to the ellipse. Again, y square is equal to 4ax is there. Differentiate with respect to x, what we get? 2y, y dash is equals to 4a. Implies what is y dash? 2a by y. This is m2. Now, the two tangents are perpendicular to each other, therefore its product of slopes is equals to what? Minus 1. m1, m2 is equals to minus 1 we have. Implies minus b square x by a square y into 2a by y is equal to minus 1. Minus 1 gets cancelled. X comma y lies on your parabola. So what is y square? Y square is nothing but 4ax. This is 2ax. Y square means 4ax. It's cancelled out 2 times. Am I correct or not? So b square by 2a square equal to 1. Implies a square by b square is equals to 1 by 2. Here we have a less than b case. That is b greater than a case. In that case, a square by b square is 1 minus e square you have. So 1 minus e square is equal to 1 by 2. When 1 minus e square equal to 1 by 2, we have e square is equals to 1 by 2. Immediately the eccentricity of the ellipse is 1 by root 2. That's all. So only logic behind this problem is you have to make m1 m2 is equals to minus 1. Two curves are cutting orthogonally, we mean the angle between the tangents at their point of intersection is 90 degrees. So you just find their slopes at their point of intersection, make their product is equals to minus 1, and hence find the relation between b square by a square to e square. That is b square is equals to a square. Here a square is equal to b square into 1 minus e square. In the case of b greater than a. Generally you have b square is equal to a square into 1 minus e square. Here reverse there. Because b greater than a is there. From that you can conclude that the eccentricity of the ellipse is 1 by root 2. Okay. I think it is also a very simple question to you. See this question. Axes are coordinate axes. Axis of the ellipse are coordinate axis. The area of the maximum rectangle that can be inscribed in the ellipse is 16 square units. One rectangle is inscribed in the ellipse. Its maximum area is 16 square units is given to you. And eccentricity is root 3 by 2. Then the equation of ellipse is what? Options are also given to you. You can verify that one also. Or you can solve the given conditions itself to obtain the required equation of the ellipse. So, one rectangle is inscribed in the ellipse having maximum area 16 square units, my dears. So, this is the ellipse. One rectangle is inscribed in the ellipse. This is the rectangle which is inscribed in the ellipse, having maximum area 16 square units. So we know that the maximum area that can be inscribed in the ellipse is 2ab. Am I correct or not? Its dimensions are root 2a and root 2b, side dimensions. Because if you take a cos theta comma b sin theta, its length is 2a cos theta, its length is 2b sin theta. Find their product at 2 theta is equals to sin 2 theta equal to 1, we get the maximum area. From that you can calculate the area which is maximum is 2ab. Already we know that 2ab, that is the maximum area, is 16 units, square units. So ab is equals to 8. This is one condition, and eccentricity is equals to root 3 by 2 is the another condition. By using the two concepts you can directly do this problem or you can verify. What is a here? Here a is 4 and b is 2. 4 2s are 8. So the first condition is satisfied. What is the eccentricity for this first option? Eccentricity E is equal to root of 16 minus 4 by 16 itself. It is nothing but root 12 by 16. 4 3s 4 4s. So your answer is root 3 by 2. So root 3 by 2 is also match here. So the maximum area of the rectangle is 8 units satisfies, and root 3 by 2 is also satisfied here. Therefore, your first option is the correct option. X square by 16 plus y square by 4 is equals to 1 is our required equation of the ellipse. That means an ellipse is there, one rectangle is inscribed in that ellipse having maximum area 18 square units, and eccentricity of that ellipse is root 3 by 2. Eccentricity of the ellipse is root 3 by 2 here. Okay. By verification itself. If you want to write directly the solution, you can solve these two equations. And squaring this one, a square b square is equals to 64. You have b square is equal to a square into 1 minus e square. Substitute e there, you get a value, and then you can easily get the value of b. Substituting the equation x square by a square plus y square by b square equal to 1 itself, you obtain the required equation. Okay. Next one. This is the question. If the focal distance of an end of minor axis of an ellipse referred to its axis as x and y axis respectively is k. Focal distance of end of minor axis is given to you, that is k units. Okay. And distance between the two foci is 2h units. Then its equation is what? Major axis along x-axis, minor axis along y-axis here. This is your ellipse. Distance between the two foci is given to you. This is one of the focus, this is the another focus. Distance between the two focus, that is two foci, is 2h. And focal distance of an end of the minor axis is given to you. This is end of the minor axis, B say. Its distance is given to you. What is the distance here? K units. Now my dears, is it yeah or not? Focal distance of end of minor axis is always equal to length of the semi-major axis. So the value of A is indirectly given to you, that is K. A is K. And distance between two foci is also given to you. What is that? 2AE is equal to 2H. 2 gets cancelled, you have AE is equal to H. Can you find B square value or not? Easily find out. B square is equals to A square into 1 minus E square. That is nothing but A square minus A square E square. What is your A square? K square minus A square E square is nothing but H square. You have K square minus H square as B square. You have A square value as K square. B square is K square minus H square. After getting A square B square, can you write the equation of ellipse in the standard form or not? Yes, it is very easy for you. What is that? X square by A square, that is K square, plus Y square by B square. We mean Y square by K square minus H square, that is equals to 1. So your answer is X square by K square plus Y square by K square minus H square equal to 1. Okay. Next one. P and Q are the foci of ellipse. X square by A square plus Y square by B square equal to 1. What are PQs? Foci of the ellipse. B is an end of minor axis. If PBQ is an equilateral triangle, then the eccentricity of ellipse is what? Already we have done this type of problem. One more problem is given here. This is the ellipse and its foci are given to you. What are the foci? P and Q are the foci of this ellipse. These are PQ, two fixed points, and B is an end of the minor axis. These 3 points forms an equilateral triangle. That means these are the vertices of equilateral triangle. This is your equilateral triangle. You have to find out the eccentricity. When it is equilateral triangle, these 3 angles are 60, 60, 60 degrees. So is it 60 degrees or not? It is 60 degrees. Once if you know this angle, you can write its eccentricity by formula E is equal to cos theta. We derived this one already. eccentricity of the ellipse is what? Cos theta. If this theta is angle BQP, angle BQP is equals to theta, eccentricity E equal to cos theta, because the distance from here to here is AE and the distance is A. AE by A we have E. So what is cos 60? Cos 60 degrees is equals to 1 by 2. So your eccentricity of the ellipse is 1 by 2. So simple question. Next one, the eccentricity of the ellipse. We have to find out the eccentricity of the ellipse. X square by A square plus 1 plus Y square by A square plus 2 equal to 1 is 1 by root 6. They are given to you. The eccentricity of ellipse is given to you. Then the length of the lattice rectum of the ellipse is what they are asking. So eccentricity is given to here. A square plus 1 is less than A square plus 2. That means A less than B case is there. Now what is the eccentricity? Root of B square minus A square by B square. That means A square plus 2 minus A square plus 1 by A square plus 2. It is given as 1 by root 6. So A square gets cancelled, 2 minus 1, 1, root 1 is nothing but 1, 1 by A square plus 2 under root is equals to 1 by root 6. We mean A square is equals to 4 by equating the denominators, or you may cross multiply. A square equal to 4, therefore the value of A is 2 since A greater than 0. We have A value. Just to substitute A value there, we get equation of ellipse. That is x square by A square means 4 plus 1, that is 5. X square by 5 plus Y square by A square means 4 plus 2, that is 6. X square by 5 plus Y square by 6 equal to 1. This is A less than B case. We have to find out the length of the lattice rectum. What is length of lattice rectum? 2A square by B. 2A square by B is your length of the lattice rectum. 2A square, that is 2 times of 5 by B, that is root 6. Your answer is 10 by root 6. In this manner we can easily do this one. So you just observe that this is A less than B case. Its eccentricity is given to you. Just find the eccentricity and equate that one to 1 by root 6. After getting the value of A, write the length of the lattice rectum by the formula 2A square by B. Okay. Next one. If PQR is an equilateral triangle inscribed in the auxiliary circle of the ellipse, x square by A square plus Y square by B square equal to 1, A greater than B case. What is PQR? That is an equilateral triangle inscribed in the auxiliary circle of the ellipse. What is meant by auxiliary circle? The circle described on major axis as diameter is called auxiliary circle of the ellipse. Okay, and P dash, Q dash, R dash is the corresponding triangle inscribed within the ellipse. Then the centroid of the triangle P dash, Q dash, R dash lies at what? That is, you are going to find out the centroid of the triangle P dash, Q dash, R dash. What are P dash, Q dash, R dash? These are the vertices of the triangle which is inscribed in the ellipse. These are the corresponding points of the PQR respectively. What is PQR? One triangle that is equilateral which is inscribed in the auxiliary circle. P dash, Q dash, R dash are corresponding points of PQR respectively. So we just draw the diagram and then go for the conclusion. Okay. Now this is auxiliary circle of the ellipse, and we draw ellipse for this auxiliary circle. Suppose this is my ellipse, it is its corresponding auxiliary circle. Now one triangle, equilateral triangle, is inscribed in the auxiliary circle. This is the equilateral triangle which is inscribed in the auxiliary circle. So this is P, this is Q, and this is R. PQR is an equilateral triangle which is inscribed in the auxiliary circle. Now the corresponding point we mean, draw the ordinate, this is P dash. Draw the ordinate to here, this is your Q dash. And draw another ordinate, this is R dash. P dash, Q dash, R dash is another triangle which is inscribed in the ellipse. Which is inscribed in your ellipse. Now we have to find out the centroid for this triangle. This is the question. It is also a simple question to you. By taking the coordinates of PQR itself, we obtain the answer. But by taking the PQR is important in your problem here. If P is equals to A cos theta comma B is here A, because this is the circle. We are taking the parametric point on the circle here. P is equal to A cos theta comma A sin theta say. Because by your ellipse equation is x square by a square plus y square by b square equal to 1. The equation of auxiliary circle is what? X square plus y square equal to a square. We are taking some parametric point on that circle. Your three vertices PQR are there. The triangle is equilateral triangle. So we take the coordinates of Q as A cos theta plus 2 pi by 3 comma A sin 2 pi by 3 plus theta. A sin theta plus 2 pi by 3. And R is equals to A cos theta plus 4 pi by 3 comma A sin theta plus 4 pi by 3. This is the one and only logic you have to choose. After constructing those 3 points, your job is automatically over. Its corresponding points, can I write these corresponding points or not? What are the corresponding points? If it is P, automatically you have P dash is equals to what? P dash is equals to A cos theta comma B sin theta. Instead of this A, you write B, we obtain the points P dash, Q dash, R dash, the corresponding points on the ellipse. What is Q dash now? Q dash is equals to A cos theta plus 2 pi by 3 comma B sin theta plus 2 pi by 3. Similarly, R dash is equals to A cos theta plus 2 pi by 3 4 pi by 3 comma B sin theta plus 4 pi by 3. These are the corresponding points P dash, Q dash, R dash on your ellipse. So this is P dash, this is your Q dash, this is your R dash. Okay. Now we have to find out the centroid of the triangle P dash, Q dash, R dash. How to find that one? So I am removing this diagram. So we have the only simplification part is there. Now we are going to find out the centroid. G is nothing but x1 plus x2 plus x3 by 3, y1 plus y2 plus y3 by 3. Now consider A cos theta plus A cos theta plus 2 pi by 3 plus A cos theta plus 4 pi by 3. A cos theta plus A cos theta plus 120. 2 pi by 3 means 120 plus A cos theta plus 240. This is nothing but A into cos theta plus 120 plus cos theta plus 240. This This is of the form cos C plus cos D, 2 cos C plus D by 2 into cos C minus D by 2. A into cos theta plus 2 cos C plus D by 2. 2 theta by 2 means theta plus 120 plus 240 by 2. That is 180. 360 by 2. That is 180. 2 cos C plus D by 2. Cos C minus D by 2. That is nothing but 60. Cos minus 60 or cos 60. Both are same. So cos 60 is 1 by 2. 1 by 2 and that 2 gets cancelled. Cos 180 plus theta. We mean minus cos theta. Minus cos theta plus cos theta gets cancelled. That is automatically 0. So a cos theta plus 120 plus a cos theta plus 240 is 0. Its by 3 is also 0. So what is the x coordinate of the centroid? 0. Similarly, the y coordinate of the centroid is also 0 because b times of sin theta plus 120 plus sin theta plus 240, it's also 0. Because b times of sin theta plus sin C plus sin D, 2 sin C plus D by 2, 2 theta by 2 means theta plus 180 degrees into sin C minus D by 2, that is cos C minus D by 2, that is cos 60. Sin C plus sin D, 2 sin C plus D by 2 into cos C minus D by 2. So 1 by 2 and 2 gets cancelled. Here also this is minus sin theta plus sin theta 0, it is 0. So what are the coordinates of centroid, my dears? Centroid G of triangle A dash B dash G dash is 0 comma 0. So the major thing is you have to identify the coordinates. You have to identify the coordinates of what? PQR first of all, and then you have to write the P dash Q dash R dash. After then you have the condition cos theta plus 120 plus cos theta plus 240 is 0. Similarly, sin theta plus 120 plus sin theta plus 140 is also 240 is also 0. With the help of these two concepts, we can crack that one as the centroid of the triangle A dash B dash P dash Q dash R dash as 0 comma 0. Okay. S1 and S2 are the foci of ellipse. What are S1 S2s? Foci of the ellipse of major axis of length 10 units. Length of the major axis is 10 units and P is any point on the ellipse such that the perimeter of the triangle PS1 S2 is 15. Perimeter of the triangle is 15 units. Then the eccentricity of ellipse is what? What is the eccentricity of the ellipse? It is also very simple question to you. So how to do this one? S1 and S2 are the foci of the ellipse. This is the ellipse S1, S2. These are the foci of the ellipse. And P is any point on the ellipse. Perimeter of this triangle is given to you, that is 15. Perimeter means S1P plus S2P plus S1S2. S1P plus S2P plus S1S2 is equals to 15. What about S1P plus S2P? SP plus S dash P is 2A by the definition of the focal property itself. It is 2A plus S1 S2. Distance between two foci is 2AE, that is 15. So A plus AE is equals to 15 by 2. This is equation number 1. What is 10 units? Major axis. Ellipse of major axis of length 10 units. 2A is equals to 10 is given to you. 2A is equal to 10. The value of A is 5. So A times of 1 plus E is equals to 15 by 2. A is 5 units, 5 threes. So 3 by 2. 1 plus E is equals to 3 by 2. Your eccentricity is 3 by 2 minus 1, that is 1 by 2.5. Eccentricity of ellipse is half. So once if you know the sum of the focal distances of any point on ellipse is length of the major axis, your job is over. SP plus S dash P is 2A. Here S is S1, S dash is S2 is given to you. So S1P plus S2P plus SS dash. One more thing, the distance between the two foci is always 2AE. So these are the two simple formulas we have to apply in this problem. Okay. Next one. It is also a simple question to you. If the ellipse, what is its equation? Y square means y square by 1. X square by 4 plus y square is equal to 1 meets the another ellipse x square by 1 plus y square by a square equal to 1 at 4 distinct points. At 4 distinct points, and another condition is given to you, that is a is equal to b square plus 5b plus 7. Then b does not lies in the interval what? Once if you find the range of b, we can find the range where it is not exist. Understand? So if you find b belongs to what, we can easily find b does not belongs to what. R minus that one will be our correct answer. So these are the two ellipses, x square by 4 plus y square by 1 equal to 1 and x square by 1 plus y square by a square equal to 1. They intersect at 4 distinct points. At what time it is happening? That is your intention. So your first equation is what? X square by 4 plus y square by 1 is equal to 1. Here a square equal to 4, b square equal to 1, a greater than b case is there. Suppose this is your ellipse. Now we have 4 points of intersections, that is possible only when it is of the form a less than b case. Then only we exist. If it is 1 greater than a square, your length of the major axis is 1 unit only. At that time, one ellipse is inscribed in the another ellipse. At that time, we can't get 4 real and distinct points. So your second ellipse automatically in this form. That must and should be in this form. At that time only you have the 4 points of intersections. That is possible only when 1 less than a square. 1 less than a square, at that time there is possibility to get 4 points of intersections. Otherwise we have the ellipse which is integral to the other, having same center. Both the ellipses are having same center at origin. So a square must and should be greater than 1. Since a greater than 0, we have a greater than 1. A greater than 0, lengths are always positive, therefore a must and should be greater than 1. For a greater than 1, we mean what is the value of a? B square minus 5b plus 7. B square minus 5b or plus 7 must and should be greater than 1. So b square minus 5b plus 6 greater than 0 is there. B square minus 5b plus 6 greater than 0. That means b square minus 6b plus b plus 6 is greater than 0. b into b minus 6 plus 1 into b minus 6 should be greater than 0. That means b plus 1 into b minus 6 should be greater than 0. We mean that b belongs to what? First of all, what are the roots? Minus 1 and 6. b belongs to minus infinity to minus 1 union. The next one is what? 6 to infinity. B means here, this is b, that is not belongs to your equation. B is some real number. Okay. So your b belongs to here. So b does not belongs to what? Closed minus 1 to closed 6. So your b does not belongs to closed minus 1 to closed 6. They are asking in this manner. So the one and only logic is you have to observe that this is a greater than b case. This b and this one are totally different. So here b is 1 here. A greater than 1, automatically in this case you have to take A greater than 1 case you are going to take. So here A means 2, B is 1, that is A greater than B case. In this manner we have to 4 points of intersections will be possible only when A greater than 1. This is the one and only condition you have to identify. After identifying this condition, it is very easy for you. But they are asking B does not lies in the interval what? They are asking. So B does not lies in the interval -1 to 6. That is the happening. So B belongs to -1, -infinity to -1, union 6 to infinity. At that time we get 4 points of intersections. Okay. Now let us see the next question. With a given point and line as focus and directrix, a series of ellipses are described. Some fixed point is given to you, that is known as focus. Some fixed line is also given to you, that is known as directrix. These are two fixed things. With the help of these two things, they are preparing infinite number of ellipses. Described. A series of ellipses are described. The locus of the extremities of their minor axis is what? The locus of extremities of the minor axis is what they are asking. That means, is it an ellipse or is it another ellipse or is it a parabola, is it a straight line, is it a circle? We mean in that manner. Because the data is not in the equation form, so our locus is also in the general form. So our locus is what they are asking. So the shape of the curve is what they are asking in this question. So it is a simple logic problem. Given point, suppose your fixed point is SA and your fixed line is say L. This is the focus, this is the line directrix. The line passing through focus and perpendicular to directrix is what? Major axis. It is your major axis along this line. Now, these two are fixed. Focus is fixed and directrix is also fixed. So, the distance from focus to directrix, is it fixed or not? It is always fixed. Can you guess the distance from focus to directrix? Yes. If it is the center of the ellipse, the distance from center to the directrix is A by E units. And the distance from center to S is AE units. So, A by E minus AE gives your SZ value. That is fixed, that is constant. SZ is what? SZ is nothing but A by E minus AE. This is constant. That means A by E times of 1 minus what? E square. We are taking A by E, 1 minus E square is there. A by E into 1 minus E square means what? B square by A square. So A gets cancelled. We have B square by EE. This is constant, say K. This is the obtained condition from the given data itself. What is that? K is equal to B square by AE. Now for my sake of convenience, we choose our focus, that is the fixed point, as origin and SC as x-axis. The distances are always same. Whatever it may be, the center may be h comma k, or whatever it may be, the distances are always same. Don't bother about them. We are choosing S as origin and this one as x-axis. Automatically this will be y-axis. Now we have to find out the locus of end of the what? Minor axis. Your ellipse may be in this manner. This is the center of the ellipse. You have to find out the locus of this point P. Is it end of the minor axis or not? Yes, it is the end of the minor axis. We are going to find out the locus of this point. Now yes, the distance from here to here is what? This is the center, this is focus. The distance from here to here is AE. The distance from here to here is what? B. If it is x1 comma y1, this is my point on the locus. Automatically x1 comma y1 is nothing but what? AE comma B. Is it AE comma B or not? So what is your B square value? Y1 square by AE is what? X1 is equals to K. So we have y1 square is equals to kx1. We have y1 square is equals to kx1. So can you write the locus of x1, y1 or not? Yes, it is easy to write the locus of x1, y1. Locus of x1, y1 is y square is equal to kx. All of you know that it is a parabola. So by writing the diagram itself, we can crack this one. So it is a little bit of difficult imagination. Once if you know this thought, what is this thought? Sz is equals to A by E minus AE. You have some relation. Even though after getting the relation, you have to think that some S is your origin, say, that is your focus is origin and SC is x-axis, and you are going to write this point as x1 comma y1 is a point on your locus. This is AE distance, this is B distance. It is nothing but AE comma B. You have to imagine. You can easily crack this one. So the relation is B square by AE is equal to K. We mean indirectly they are given y1 square by x1 is equals to K. Therefore, the locus of x1 comma y1 is what here? Y square is equals to Kx. Understand? Okay, thank you.